A few days ago, I uploaded a video talking about Developer Radio Part 2 where they mentioned the upcoming auto battle improvement. It raised quite an interesting conversation within my audience. We speculated what kind of improvement they would bring. We bullied the dumb AI and discussing a scenario if Honkai Star Rail has a different auto system. It was fun, but it reminded me of the day when Memory of Chaos got reset and I tried to do it at work. I left the game in auto mode to do MOC while I was finishing my tasks, and surprisingly, it could handle up to floor 5. This is my account, by the way. My account is the opposite of auto-friendly. I don't use 5-star characters, and my 4 stars are built as Breaker, which requires a very specific way of playing. The AI is definitely not tailored to pilot my team properly, and yet they reached floor 5. Oh, it just shows how easy the first 5 floors are. Even this dumb AI can give you 3-star. That's one way to look at this. But I'd like to see it from a different angle. If my account can do this much, what about other accounts without handicap and built in a more unga-bunga way so less strategy required to play it? That's why I created this poll. After 3 days, 3,000 votes have come in and the result is as follows. Majority said they have never tried it, but among those who have, most are also stuck in floor 6 or below. However, some get to the higher floor, even floor 9 and 10. Now, obviously, investment matters. I told them to tell me their team and investment level in the comment, but not everyone disclosed it. These guys could be whales, but to put into perspective, a whale in my server tried to auto his MOC after seeing the poll, and the result is he 0 cycle floor 10 and memory of Xianzhou 6. This guy isn't Tony to level of whale. He only whaled on character he likes, and I won't call his gear impossible to obtain because some of mine aren't far from his. But my point is this. This guy freaking 0 cycled those floors, while the requirement to 3-star is 20 cycles. There is this huge space for the lower invested teams to join the club. This is such an enlightening moment for me and opens up a new possibility I didn't even think about before. I feel like we've been seeing this game in a wrong way. At this moment, 0 cycle is seen as the peak gameplay in Honkai Star Rail. The faster you clear a content, the better the unit or team is. What if it isn't? What if the actual peak gameplay is auto? In a game like this, the meta isn't actually defined by how fast a team clear the content, but by how little the effort is spent. Usually, faster means less effort, but things are a little bit different when autoplay is involved. In Fate Grand Order, we're literally at the point where pressing one more button is considered worse. You have 3 teams that can produce the same result. The ranking is decided by how many times the player need to press the buttons on each team, and how long the skill and ultimate animation is. Basically, the less players need to pay attention to the game, the more meta it is. Since auto system doesn't exist within Fate Grand Order, that's how the meta is shaped there. In Arknights, AFK strategy is very popular. It's basically full autoplay. The same goes for other turn-based games I've played that have auto system. AFK strategy is a desired goal for majority of players. Will it be any different in Honkai Star Rail? I don't think so. As much as I hate using auto for endgame content, the fact that Hoyoverse doesn't prohibit it like how they do it in Story Battle means the possibility for auto to become popular remains open. And players will naturally seek the most effortless way to beat the content. Is 0 cycle qualified for that? Hardly. 0 cycle is cool to look at, but behind that lies a tremendous effort to create strategy and reset. On the other hand, autoplay requires little to no effort. Between 0 cycle and auto, which one offers actual benefit in daily basis? Auto, of course. Right now, auto isn't the norm yet because the game just came out and we have such a small roster. Only a handful of people are capable of doing it. But over time, stronger characters will be released. Players' gears are getting better. I could see more people will be able to auto the endgame. Do you realize that the recent batch of characters released are more auto-friendly than the earlier batch? Luocha is so efficient at healing, he can heal while being AFK on battle. Blade is a character that deals massive AoE damage with little SP management. Now we have Kafka. I find her tricky to play in Break Team at first, but the more I use her, the more I realize that she's such a perfect auto character with the right team. And don't forget those who will come next. Another AFK sustain that can tank, buff allies, and heal herself? An OP destruction character? Jingliu was teased yesterday, and I can see her as auto version of Yanqing because she's a destruction. And look, who is this now? Topaz and Numbi? A hunt character that can attack multiple enemies? Cool! If she isn't as SP hungry as Seely, she will be auto-friendly too. These characters have one thing in common: passive action. They don't only rely on doing action in their own turn to do their job. Instead, they utilize extra action, follow-up, and summons which don't require skill point. Those mechanics are so auto-friendly. The AI is not so smart, we all know that. In some cases, their decision-making lead the team to skill point issue, which later screws up the balance if every single member needs skill point every turn to do their job. Some of the old characters are considered bad in auto battle because of the AI. They might need to wait until the improvement is done, but the newer characters are pretty safe to use in auto. And there is one more thing. The biggest weakness of the AI at this moment, besides the awful buff targeting, is that they don't know the concept of SP farming. SP farming is a common technique used by players during battle. If you expect the enemy will die at the beginning of a cycle, you can slow down a bit and start spamming basic attacks in order to regenerate skill point for the next wave. Whether the enemy dies at the beginning of the cycle or at the end of it, as long as it is within the same cycle, the result is the same, right? The AI can't create such tactic yet. However, if after the set improvement they know how to farm SP, auto battle will be significantly more reliable. Long story short, no matter how I look at it, slowly but surely we are heading in the direction of auto meta. The only thing that can prevent it is if they increase the endgame difficulty significantly, which I doubt will happen anytime soon. When auto becomes the norm, it will change literally everything. We might not talk about speed tuning, skill point management, and other technical stuff from our point of view anymore, but from the AI perspective. We will learn more about how the AI utilize those characters and adapt the build as well as team member selection to their behavior. The meta will also change from whatever criteria we have at the moment to how effective they are in auto battle. This could potentially shake things up for some characters. March 7th, for example, is seen as a top-tier support due to her ability to solo sustain via freeze and being SP positive. However, in auto battle, the AI prioritizes shielding everyone and thus making her SP hungry, and could easily put the team in skill point crisis if the other team members also have high skill priority. In auto meta, March 7th could be low tier. Other characters will need to be re-evaluated as well using the new criteria. Isn't that exciting? Sure, this is just a theory of a distant future that might or might not come to reality. However, based on the current state of the game, we're heading that way.